I'm Cheryl.
Sitting in my new office, which was once my father's, I'm surrounded by Sterling's cutting-edge technology. Multiple screens display the global operations of my empire. My phone is bombarded with desperate messages from my siblings, Lily and Ethan, and my mother, Diana. Lily sent numerous emails about family loyalty. Ethan's secretary has called multiple times about supposed urgent financial matters, and Mom's texts alternate between guilt, trips, and attempts at social climbing. I remember clearly when they were escorted into this office. Their shock at the transformation was palpable. Gone were the old world trappings. In their place were holographic displays and quantum processors. The basement equipment they once mocked now powers a global tech giant. It all started at the reading of my father's will. My family gathered in my father, Henry's, mahogany, paneled office. Lily was adjusting her Prada suit, while Ethan was checking his TAG Heuer watch, a gift from Dad's last business venture. "Can we get this over with? Some of us have companies to run," Lily demanded impatiently. Ethan smirked, unlike some people who just play around with computers all day. Little did they know that my so-called playing had built Novatech into a $50 billion tech empire. Dad had made me keep my success under wraps as part of our long-term plan. The family lawyer began reading the will. Mom dabbed her eyes with a monogrammed silk handkerchief. "Henry always knew how to handle business," she said. Lily whispered, "Remember when Cheryl suggested we go digital? What a joke." Just then, I got a notification on my phone. Novatech had just acquired 3 more tech companies, strengthening our hold on the industry. The lawyer read, "To my beloved wife, Diana, my personal estate and shares in the family home." Mom nodded in approval. "To my daughter, Lily, 30% of Hartman Industries and the position of CEO." Lily stood up straight, looking triumphant. "Finally, someone competent in charge," she declared. "To my son, Ethan, 30% of Hartman Industries and the position of CFO." Ethan grinned. The dynamic duo takes control. Then the lawyer looked at me. "And to my daughter, Cheryl, my collection of technical manuals and 0 shares in the company." Lily couldn't hide her glee. "0, just like your contribution to this family." Mom frowned. There must be a mistake. Even the servants got something. I remained silent, watching the scene unfold. Dad and I had been planning this moment for the past 5 years. Ethan declared, "Now that's settled. Let's discuss the future of Hartman Industries. Cheryl, you can leave." Just then, my lawyer, Ms. Lee, entered with a leather portfolio. Lily rolled her eyes. "We're done here. Security can show you both out."
Yes.
Lee calmly said, "I represent Novatech, and we have some very interesting information about Hartman Industries' ownership structure." The room fell silent. Ethan frowned. "Novatech, the tech giant that's been buying up everything?" Lily waved it off. "What does that have to do with us?" "And us." Lee smiled and opened her portfolio. "Everything. Would you like to meet the CEO of Novatech?" Lily demanded. "What do you mean, everything?" Ethan tried to take charge. "Novatech is just another company we can deal with later. This is a family matter." I checked my phone. Novatech had just completed the acquisition of Hartman's major suppliers. Dad's final move was executed perfectly. Lily sneered at me. "Shouldn't you be leaving? 0 shares means 0 say." Mom nodded in agreement. "Really, Cheryl, know your place. The technical manuals are in the basement next to those old computers you love."
Ms.
Lee interjected. "Those old computers are now extremely valuable, especially the ones used to build Novatech's first prototype." Ethan laughed sharply. "What are you talking about? Cheryl couldn't build a simple gadget, let alone a valuable tech product." If only they knew that those worthless prototypes had revolutionized quantum computing. Dad had watched me build Novatech from the basement, while my siblings thought I was just having fun. Lily declared, "The future of Hartman Industries is clear. Ethan and I will modernize it. No more outdated tech suggestions from the family failure." Just then, my phone buzzed. The final transfers were complete.
Ms.
Lee said, "You might want to check who owns your technology suppliers." Lily's face turned red. Our suppliers are under strict contract. I finally spoke with Novatech, along with your manufacturing plants, distribution networks, and cloud infrastructure. Ethan scoffed. Impossible. But he was already reaching for his phone. The lawyer cleared his throat. There's one more document, a letter from Henry to be read after the will. Lily smirked, thinking it was more instructions to keep me away from the business. But the lawyer adjusted his glasses and said, it's about Novatech's ownership of Hartman Industries' parent company. The room went dead silent. Mom whispered, parent company? What parent company? I stood up slowly, smoothing my simple blazer. Would you like me to explain, or should my lawyer do it? Ethan declared, this is ridiculous. We control Hartman Industries with 60% combined ownership. Ms. Lee suggested, check your phones. The ownership structure has been updated. Lily gasped as she saw the notification on her phone. Ethan's face turned pale. But that's not possible, Mom stammered. I smiled, thinking of all the late nights Dad and I had spent planning this. Actually, it's not only possible. It's done. The stage is set, and it's time for the real show to begin. Lily demanded. What do you mean it's done? Ms. Lee announced, Novatech, through various subsidiaries, owns Galactic Dynamics Corporation, which as of this morning is the parent company of Hartman Industries. Ethan sputtered. We would have known. I asked quietly. Would you? You were too busy mocking my computer activities to notice I was building an empire. Mom's face went pale.
Ms.
Lee confirmed, Novatech is worth $52 billion as of this morning, making Cheryl one of the youngest tech billionaires in history. Lily laughed hysterically. This is absurd. Cheryl can't even manage a simple spreadsheet. I pulled out my tablet, showing Novatech's holdings. Would you like to see the spreadsheets I used to acquire your suppliers or the algorithms controlling your manufacturing plants? Ethan jumped up. I'll call our lawyers.
Ms.
Lee smiled. They're already here, along with documentation of every acquisition approved by your late father. Mom whispered, Henry knew about this. I nodded. Who? Did you think helped me plan it? All those nights you thought he was wasting time in the basement with me, he was teaching me about business. While you two were fighting over corner offices, Dad and I were building something much bigger. Lily's face contorted. You're lying. Daddy would never. I cut her off. The lawyer began reading the letter. To my dear family, while you measured success in corner offices and luxury cars, Cheryl measured it in patents and innovations. She didn't need shares in Hartman Industries. She built something far greater. I've watched my youngest daughter turn a basement full of old computers into a tech empire. Now it's time for all of you to see what I've seen. Cheryl isn't just my daughter. She's the most brilliant business mind I've ever known. And now she's your boss. The silence was deafening. Ethan collapsed into his chair, and Lily's mascara started to run. Mom's voice trembled. All those times we sent you to the basement. I said, I was running board meetings for Novatech. I finished those technical manuals Dad left me. They're worth more than Hartman Industries' entire market cap.
Ms.
Lee opened another folder. The official transfer of power takes effect immediately. Cheryl is now the CEO of both Novatech and Hartman Industries. Lily protested, but our shares, we own 60%. I corrected her. Of a subsidiary. Novatech owns 70% of your parent company. Basic corporate structure. Something you'd know if you'd read those reports you dismissed. Ethan's phone buzzed. His face went ashen as he read the message. The board has approved the restructuring, he said. I smiled. Of course they did. They work for me now. You just didn't know it. Lily grabbed the lawyer's copy of Dad's letter, her hands shaking. This has to be a forgery. I pulled up Novatech's patent portfolio on the screen. Like the forged patents you said I could never create or the fake technology you said would never work. Ethan was frantically scrolling through his phone. Our stock is frozen, he said. Ms. Lee confirmed, pending the official merger announcement. Novatech is absorbing Hartman Industries completely. Mom wailed. The company has been in our family for generations. I replied calmly, and it still is, just under different management. My management? Lily's face twisted with rage. You planned this all along. You and Daddy were building the future while you were busy buying sports cars with company money. I said, how's that Ferrari, by the way? The one you expensed as a business necessity. Ethan stood up, straightening his tie. Now listen here, little sister. I cut him off. No, you listen. Your security clearances have been revoked. Your executive parking spaces are reassigned. I'm turning your corner offices into a coding lab. Mom clutched her pearls. But what about the charity board?
My social standing.
I smiled. Should have thought about that before you told everyone your youngest daughter was playing with toys in the basement. I'm sure they'll be very interested in meeting the actual CEO of Novatech. MS. Lee opened another folder. Your new employment contracts if you wish to remain with the company. Lily screeched, we're owners. I corrected her. Now you're potential employees if you qualify. Ethan snatched the contract and went pale. This is an entry-level position in the IT department. I nodded, since you both love saying how easy computer work is. The office doors opened as Novatech's executive team filed in, each carrying tablets with the Novatech logo. My head of operations told Lily, your office needs to be cleared by 5. The development team needs the space. Lily's perfect composure finally cracked. You can't do this to us. I stood up, smoothing my blazer. Actually, I already have. But don't worry, Dad left you those technical manuals. You might want to start reading. Now, as I look at the screens showing the operations of my empire and see their reserved parking spots being reassigned, I know that success isn't just about proving them wrong. It's about building something so big that they can't ignore it. Every time they read about Novatech, they'll remember the sister they banished to the basement, which became the launching pad for my empire.